In this session, we are going to discuss about PEP8 guidelines. So these PEP8 guidelines are the coding standards that one should follow while writing a Python code or a Python script. You will get all the details related to this PEP8 guidelines on the following URL as shown on the screen. Now, what is the PEP8 guidelines? So they are the Python Enhancement Proposal 8, and it is a style guide for the Python code which outlines like how should we write the Python code and how should we format it. Again, these PEP8 guidelines are not mandatory and it's not compulsory to follow these PEP8 guidelines, but if you are going to follow these PEP8 guidelines, it will be good. Now, what are some important factors and how it can be beneficial to you if you follow this PEP8 guidelines? So by following this PEP8 guidelines, it will help you to create a readable and a maintainable code. It will help you to easily collaborate and share with other developers. Also, this is the best practices followed by other Python developers. And as you are going to follow this PEP8 guidelines, it will be easier for others as well to understand that what the code is doing, what the function is doing, what the particular class is doing. Now, key components. So these are the key rules of PEP8 guidelines. Okay. The very first is indentation. So for spaces per indentation level. So whenever we are going to write a code, we will see it in depth that what is the meaning of this for spaces of indentation. So you need to follow this, and this is the compulsory portion of Python where you need to follow for spaces indentation. Next is line length. So a code should not be more than 79 characters for easy readability. White spaces, so around operators, and commas for clarity. Naming conventions, so the names of any variables or functions or classes should be meaningful and understandable. For an example, classes name should follow camel case patterns, and variables name or function names should follow lowercase with underscore or only lowercase patterns. Then comments, definitely what the particular section of the code is doing, what a function is doing, what a class is doing. So for that, you should write clear and concise comments. So to explain the code logic, and that way, other developers can also understand, or anyone can understand that what exactly the entire script is doing, the entire code is doing, a function or a class is doing. And import statements, so this we will see in coming few sections, but these are the key components. And apart from that, as I have mentioned earlier, you can follow this particular URL where you will get entire list of PEP8 guidelines, and I will suggest that just go through this entire section, all these main points of PEP8 guidelines, though it is not necessary to remember all the points, all the guidelines, because we are going to use IDEs, such that integrated development environment editors, through which we will get help to follow this PEP8 guidelines while writing the Python code.